viewers, and welcome again to another edition of your favorite program called Talk to the Camera with me, Kona Sesay. Today the camera can work out with you in the streets of Freetown. Forget for another percentage of people where get a national ID card and where they actually use them when they go to public places. And from there we they go to the National Civil Registration Authority. Forget for know from them how much it will cost somebody for get the national ID card and at what duration the person go wait for make able for get the ID card. Now we they go for go get the people their immune views. Hello to you, sir, and welcome to this interview. Go please tell me your name.
Me na Momo Kago.
Mr. Mama, what do you do for a living?
Me na technician.
You go please tell me, Mr. Mama, you get ID card?
No, me I no get from the time I lost my ID card. I don't fetch all kind way for go take ID card. I know you get. So inside the pass the taxi, you forget that small thingy show. Me I know you get. I don't go take to 80,000 for go take national ID card. I know you get. Pass the voter ID card. What then they go in how they use.
So when you lost your ID card, and Usa you go for the ID card?
Because I go to the ID card center by like Boston Street. Well, it's Johnson like Boston Street. I go to that center there. They say ID card no day. But people in the tell we say we give small thing, we go get the ID card. But me now, I decide for say not to chew the group buy for. Now chew forget through government, on a small money. We forget, but if you don't begin go charge you 100,000 this that tomorrow if you don't switch it, then they're not going to do certain thing.
So when you go for ID card now, 100,000 you then charge you?
Now so them go charge me for all thing. The one they now at the corner they say for go get 50,000. Then if you pass so now say no, now no go work because now legal something.
So you be paid the 100,000 and still not give?
No, I don't do one safe. For that just come out no more at the office.
So now what you use to identify yourself before you go public side?
And I vote your ID card.
How long you don't use them?
I don't use them past 3 years yourself now.
You can work out with them?
I do work out and I do work out do all truth.
You do with them presently?
No, you didn't house right now.
So what will be your message to viewers out there about the importance of national ID card?
The importance of a national ID card, it left to the government and then go for help we citizens of the country. If you get the ID card, not to tell them for good harass people. The ID card or the passport so for be free or low cost in this country. We citizens. But now it don't be for saying a gentry in the country. For take one passport that they tell you about $150. The national ID card and tell you about 100,000. Let's think about that. Because all things at the country can also go $100. Yes, sir.
As a Sierra Leonean, how much you feel safe for be the minimum price of national ID card and a passport?
No, if they want help, you let left for 20,000 or 25,000.
What's up the passport?
The passport, if they left for with 300,000, 500,000, I will be no but. But enough for claim 1 million, 200 million again. Because if they tell me take me my passport, that'll be 80,000. This be until I go, then go tell me about 1 million some 100. I'm not able. I don't lay.
Alright. So you voters ID card where you get, yeah? Now what are the duration where you get for now? How long did it take before expire?
Let me say 5 years. Yes, until that the new one then go now the pass switch. They tell we done. We then go out and back. I be use them back for do any kind of thing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, ma.
Hello, sir, and welcome to this interview. Go please tell me your name and what you do for a living.
My name is Hassan. I do trading.
Alright. Mr. Hassan, you get national ID card?
No, I don't get ID card. I don't get national ID card.
Alright. But you get any other type of identification card?
I'm a voting ID card. I know I get when I'm with yourself.
Alright. So you can work out with them?
No, for now, not the work out. Yeah.
So if you go to a public place and they ask you for ID card or something do you and somebody need to identify you, what thing they use to identify you?
Oh, yeah, that's in the fine for like get time because all the go make they know me location. But if I not get it's difficult.
Alright, so you don't ever try for get national ID card?
I go try it because I know say right now at the time for like get I go try hard for like get time.
So what will be your message to viewers about the importance of getting a national ID card?
The importance of the ID card, one, if you know how to do business, or either the worker, anything can take place. Through by ID card, they go know who say. So it's necessary for the person get her.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you too.
Hello, sir, and welcome to this interview. Go please tell me your name and what you do for a living.
Me na Mr. Almami Kanu, fitter mechanic.
So who's your mechanic shop there?
I dey Hillside Bypass Road, New Road.
You go please tell me, sir, you get ID card?
Yeah, I get ID card, but not voter ID card.
So how long you don't they use voters ID card for identify yourself?
I don't use that for the past 15 years now.
You don't ever try for get a national ID card?
Yeah, we don't try, but the outside them they give ID card, the company be don't close. So we dey go for national ID card, we'll not be able to get.
So when you get this voters ID card, you can work out with them?
Yeah, they work out and how they travel. Any shower I go nowadays.
Alright, you do with them presently?
No, today I forget I in house.
So in case they ask you for ID card, for present ID card, some say go identify you in a public place or anything do you where nobody where know you know they around there. What you use for like show people say yes now you this, now you name this and you not citizen of Salone.
Well, if I move go far small, I can use either my driving license or my voter ID card.
You can present this ID card in a public place, then can you accept them?
Yeah, then they accept more like the voter ID card.
So what's going to be find out to viewers them out there, especially working with you identification card, so that if anything do you at all, you go able for make people know say now this and this, then for know about you, for able to locate you people them.
While the south side them they give the national ID card, they for try for open, they will go able for go take.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Hello and welcome to this interview. You go please tell me your name.
My name is Dauda Tsui.
Mr. Dauda, you get ID card?
Yes, I get ID card. I get ID card, yeah. I get ID card, yeah.
So how long you don't do with your ID card?
For the past 5 years, but like if you don't get problems, so like I be get for go make come back. Yes.
You work out with them?
Yeah, mostly I can work out here, but presently if you don't expire, so like I be decide for the workout, my book.
Which type of book?
Passport book.
So you always do with your passport book?
Yes, but presently right now I not do it because like I not far from my house now.
When you can go to places then where they can ask you for identify yourself, what you can use for identify yourself?
Yeah, mostly my book I can use. Mostly my passport book I can use to identify myself.
Alright, they can accept them?
Yeah, mostly they can accept some because they know see a very important document. Yeah.
So when you be purchase this book, you be buy the book?
The thing I buy the book now because I be get one first way be don't expire, but like I buy other one back. This year now I be buy other one back. I renew, yes.
So how much you be buying?
I be buy 750. Yeah.
150,000. Yes. As a Sierra Leonean, how much you feel say somebody need for purchase a passport book?
Because it's not really easy now, especially how the country is so. The best thing I can say, they will find for let them reduce that kind of price there because not to all man. Because like so certain people they not getting car amount and they will for let them able purchase them kind book the book, you understand? Because it's not really easy. Because now as how the country is so, if you say now then carry them for buy a book, it's not go easy. Because like not all man get that kind of money there. So now the thing and so if he says and say if they go say like them 400, 250, I believe say go be okay.
So what's going to be your word to viewers out there about the importance of getting an identification card?
Yes, it's very important because like more especially if you know somebody where they move, go like different places and different countries there, it's very important because mostly like where some of you already travel self, they can ask you for that because they know see you need them and you forget them because not only go identify you see you come on a particular place. So
thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Hello to you and welcome to this interview. Go please tell me your name.
My name Timu Bangura.
Alright. Mr. Bangura, you get an identification card?
No, I not get now.
Alright. So when you go now some side people need for identify where then go ask you say what thing now you identification where you go give it for sure say yes you na so person. What you can present to them?
Me I can present my national ID card. What is my voter's ID card and my license.
Alright. So you deal with your voter's ID card?
No, I not deal with her presently.
But you can work out with her?
I not can work out and so no more no loss. Now my license more I can work out with.
Alright, but when you can present your license, then can accept them?
No, not to all side they can accept them. Some side they can say na the voters ID card I can go.
Alright. So you don't ever try for get a national ID card?
I don't go there once.
Alright.
But the way I see, some man una dey turn up na the line, some man they go inside. Una dey dey na the line say we no dey see success for going inside. So me na one thing I go there. So from then they are not go again.
But when you go there, apart from the fact that you been at the line for long, what are your experience there?
Well, the experience all me go take that no say corruption dey inside it because who dey inside, who dey turn up na the line. We dey see some man dey come up BNBN, he can't go inside. So we like who now, we no get dey parenting then they for go bribe, for go take something wey be say get right for taker. So now make me avoid.
So you think say bribery involved there?
Yeah, I can believe because when you see who dey na the line then they left with them go take other people must know say na something they pass.
Alright. But how much na the fee where they ask now for pay for the national ID card?
Well, when me be go, I not be even ask for the fee because them be tell you say first na be 12,500, but some man they say he go pay pass so. But me I be willing for pay Alexef na be 50,000 as long as I able get her.
So what thing go be what so people were responsible for provide national ID card for the citizens of Sierra Leone?
Pardon?
What you go tell the people who were responsible for provide ID card for Salon people then?
Well, we go tell them let them advance the way for take ID card. If in a way they na instant they for give national ID card. Let beaucoup bribe now the way go then give now you come out now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, man. Welcome to this interview. Go please tell your name.
Yes, I'm Fatima from Modu Mansa.
All right, Miss Modu, please, you get identification card.
No, I be get, but I don't get it. I lost on this year.
All right, how long you don't take now? You don't lose her.
Now 2 years, I don't go. I spend money and never get it.
All right. So how you go and how much you spend?
15,000. Other place like Nigeria, 15,000.
Alright. Now they ask you for spend. Now everybody be the spend. We go for the ID card.
Yes. Let me spend.
Alright. Let's tell you why I make the label for provide them for you.
I say the machine they take. But we don't snap. They snap and back and here and
Alright. But they make you time for go and come back.
No, don't give me time. I just look and left there. Don't give me time.
Alright. So when you can go outside when they ask you for identification card, what you can give them? What you can present?
Other voter ID card.
Alright, they can accept them.
Yeah, they can take them.
Alright.
You can make one insurance, one body, any kind of Leone information.
Alright.
That's how I go back and add
Alright, but you can work out with them?
Yeah, I can work out.
You don't have present
food? I'm not in the hospital, I need to go.
Alright.
So I live all two.
Alright. So this voter's ID card, how long it take before it expire?
They say 5 years.
Alright. So you don't reach the 5 years or you almost to the 5 years?
They can't reach. This last one, they can't reach.
Alright. So what are the message you go tell the people and way for provide ID card for the people of Salon? And also what you go tell people about getting a national ID card for where they go for identify themselves?
Now I tell the government say, let's get all get them because not fine. If you go get accident, you go get accident at 34. Nobody able to identify them. People corner, they go dump some people there. They not get ID card for identify them, so they go bury them. Pushing and scream. Say fine for the old man get ID card. But me guy, government no get at all with mine. Because I don't work out with Mrs. Sanford, I don't work out. People didn't be selective, you never get it.
Don't say they talk
about ID card. So inside they go slap us and go get it. But not they play. So how the country on this now? Also look at the store. You said my own alternative will say, my sister. I don't know legal for tell the government.
Alright, thank you very much.
Hello
Tusa and welcome to this interview. You go please tell your name and the position where you hold in the office.
Mina Amadou Joanna Commander, Deputy Director, Information, Education and Communication. I work for the National Civil Registration Authority.
Alright. Somebody go like for now, what your job entails?
As Deputy Director or heading the Department of Information, Education and Communication, of course, we're here for generate the information with the people, the public, we fall within the various audiences that we serve for educate them about the issues, the programs, the activities, the products that we deal with as an authority, and then we ensure we increase the participation of people then in the registration of birth and death. We're now one of the critical areas where we don't do a country assessment before this time. We realize birth and death registration is very, very low, and as a result of that, we decide we therefore increase the participation of people towards that particular one, because identity management now the vogue now the world now. People need to be identified, and nobody should be really will not left anybody behind. Everybody should be captured into the system, because the data they generate in civil registration, they serve many other purposes, many and varying purposes they serve. And so therefore, we role learning for ensure people they understand how the processes they go, both civil registration, vital statistics, and the identity management component of our work. And for ensure people they understand all the processes, the procedures, and help us to attend the national ID card, which is part of the mandate of the Civil Registration Authority.
They inform people about the importance of being identified. What then now some of the things that we don't do now your own sector, so you work for see that people get information about the importance of getting a national ID card?
There are various activities of the Civil Registration Authority. The issuance of the national ID card is just one among the mandate of the institution, among other activities which fall within the mandate of the institution. The ID card, actually, we're not able to produce ID card for 2020 because of few other reasons. Because the national ID card we want to produce now is going to be a different type. We want to produce a national ID card where we get security features. Security features in the sense that it should not be falsified easily, or someone for even able for falsify them or for duplicate them for any other purpose, because there are a lot of fraud, identity fraud in the world at the moment. And so therefore we want to produce an ID card we will serve for multi-purpose. You can use that for national identity card purposes, you can use that for travel within the sub-region, among other things. So you could even use them for even the voting. You can use that for vote. But when we get to that, we can explain further and how it will look like. But at the stage, as I speak to you now, we're in advanced stage in the procurement process of the production of the ID card, the national identity card. But apart from that, there are various activities where the civil registration don't do. If you ask me, if I can go back to your question, what's in a million role or what we don't do so far, we don't want series of sensitization programs for let people to really understand. First of all, the reforms that don't take place where this institution don't serve as an authority now. It was not an authority. We need for people to know about that. And I tell you in the earlier part of the interview, say we don't do a country assessment. Now this country, we don't do a country assessment, and we don't know. There are various issues around civil registration, vital statistics, and identity management. And these areas, this particular model we do so, is a unique one in terms of civil registration. You do civil registration, vital statistics, coupled with identity management. It's a unique model in the sub-region, especially Sierra Leone, West Africa, where we try for implement. And so therefore, we don't want series of education on that one. We'll get TV program, host TV programs. We don't address this station. We don't give a state of civil registration address at the country with the Director General Nainduan. We don't participate in other international programs then where they talk about identity in the world, and we are part of other identity bodies with the civil registration. They need our own experience in Sierra Leone, for example. Like for example, the management of civil registration and vital statistics in the COVID era, in this kind of pandemic, how do we manage our own situations that not tamper with our registration of birth, not tamper with our registration of the death. We don't just pull a report about the death and birth situation in this country, how people need to participate in percentages as against male, female, that kind of situation. So we don't do a series of educations where they promote people their participation into civil registration and vital statistics. Remember, people they will not be the degree for if you go born in a hospital. And all the PhDs in the country, we staff them, they capture each and every birth. And remember, we make us so flexible that when you born your pikin, from the 0 day where you don't born out to 90 days, it is free of no cost. For register that pikin, it's free of no cost. You don't pay any money. That 3 months you need for register. These are all provisions for make things flexible to become for people then participate in the registration of their birth.
Right.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the period where people how long did it take for make people able to obtain a national ID card, and what's not the cost for getting a national ID card?
As I speak to you, we have not produced a national identity card. So talking about cost and period duration, we will get back to people when we actually produce the national identity card of people where we deal with resident and non-resident, citizens and non-citizens, resident in Sierra Leone. Now, but I don't tell you, say, we don't go in advanced stage in the procurement process for able for produce national identity card. But however, we don't get a meeting with the financial institutions and other stakeholder institutions then about will they produce what we call a certificate. Will they get that certificate when a temporary certificate where they there for 3 months. That certificate, we don't get an understanding with other institutions, especially in a country where people they highly bent on the remittance of people they send for them, and from that they live for pay school fees, rent, and other living expenses. And the people they send money from them, and so therefore, the people they use that certificate and they for let them acquire the money at the banks and other financial institutions. That's understanding they now. So that certificate it is free.
So presently, nobody they get national ID card and national ID card at all.
No, they issue national ID card at the moment, but
only for now. I mean, when I only stop for the national ID card in the year 2020, or it don't happen for long.
No, don't produce national ID card for the past 1 or 2 years, because we want to produce a substantive national ID card where, like I say, it get the security features. We want to ensure each and everybody be identified with a particular ID card. So therefore, we get what we call the national identification number. It should be spelled out on your ID card, and that ID card will get security features that nobody will easily falsify. And so because of that, the national identity number could give to anybody who they wish that ID card to, and that number they repeat. It's not repeatable and it's not reusable. Nobody knows that you reuse them. And so therefore, those things for doing it's a complex situation. We want to ensure we'll get them right. That's why we are putting a house in order. But like I told you, we did far advanced stage in the procurement process for ensure we'll pull out a national ID card will really befit the status for the 21st century.
During the time when they give out a national ID card, how much it costs somebody to get one?
Well, prior to now, when I did normal ID card, it was 12,000 I had. I was not even working for this decision, but I paid 12,000 at that time. That was NRS at that time. Citizens
of Sierra Leone, few people where we get forget their own voice at the program, allegedly mention say when they come for get a national ID card and they pay more than expected. What you go say about that?
It's unfortunate because at the moment we are not producing ID cards. So I wonder who somebody is paying ID card more than 100,000, like you mentioned. I wonder who is paying that money for. But to encourage, is in case somebody decide to do that, anybody who you feel say don't pay that kind of money, so make an opportunity. Let the authority of this issue let them know. Yeah. And
now try for spread information out there as information and communication person for say in this period of time when they give out ID cards.
But before that has to be engaged. We are in communication with the public on that. Like I said, we have so many communication platforms. We are discussing issues about the NCRA, vis-a-vis our activities, our programs, the product, the services we offer, and it's free of no cost. As at the moment, I can take you downstairs. If you say you want currently now, you want a certificate, we give you a certificate where you use for 3 months, where you get all your bio details on now. You input just your single phone number, the certificate, your information all will come out, and they will print it out. The only day it will take maybe 1 or 2 days for the Director General for sign out, for give you, and it's free. You say when they talk to me, you can be the experimental tool for that. We can experiment that. We go down, you see, you don't get national ID card at the moment, like we don't get, of course, and therefore you want a certificate for label for do around your transactions. What is the process? It's just an input and they print it out for you. You check out if there's no fault, no mistake on your name or your information there, and it be signed out and stamped, authenticated by the Director General, and then you move around. So there's no cost associated to it.
What are some of the disciplinary measures they want to put in place for see that such accident not happen at this office?
First of all, we have our control measures. We have control measures, but you may have control measures, but people can still try for bypass the law. But what we do try for say here is this: in case somebody is found wanting in a situation like that, we are working in partnership with other institutions, and therefore the police we are working in partnership with the police. The police is one institution which the NCRA is not exempt for work with, and so therefore if somebody is found wanting, because we not get the mandate for prosecute posse, we can hand it over to the police for criminal offense or for criminal issues. So the police now, they have all what it takes, they have all the right, and they have the skills, the professionalism to handle people based on the circumstance where they present them for. It is a criminal case, it's a civil as a case may be. And so therefore, as an authority, if somebody is found wanting, we can hand it over to the police and the situation or the crime you have committed, or we feel say you don't commit it, and that's the procedure we do.
All right. So when the citizens of Sierra Leone for expect say they go able to get a national ID card?
We encourage each and every Sierra Leoneans for later we talk to the lady patiently wait, like I said, within advanced stage in the procurement process for ensure the national ID card is actually produced. We can get back to them as soon as possible.
All right. Earlier you mentioned about the report when the NCRA pulled Nado. What you go tell you about that?
The report actually, in the synopsis, we just present an issue about the birth and death occurrences in this country in terms of registration. So simply that is the kind of thing, and it was put in percentages and in numbers of people they register with the NCRA. But if you don't mind, I will bring that up because I don't get the numbers on top of my head now, but I will provide the details to you in papers which you can use to do your report if you like.
So what will be final to viewers, to the people of Sierra Leone where actually they fear for come forget a national ID card because of rumors that people where they take excess money for get a national ID card in this office?
My appeal to all of the citizens and non-citizens where they resident at Sierra Leone is come to the NCRA. Of course, we are not producing national ID card at the moment, but we can issue out a certificate which you can use for your transactional purposes, your daily transactions, for acquisition of your remittances from the bank and other places. Nobody not take any money from nobody. It is free of no cost. You need to pay nobody you need to pay to nobody. In case somebody take any money from you, please inquire the necessary authorities and NCRA. Make sure we know that we will take the necessary action against that person. And also, the appeal to the people of this country, Lord, we also participate hugely in the registration of our birth and our death, and so that we'll be able to provide the credible data where the NCRA actually stand for, where they actually give you the mandate, where the NCRA Act of 2016 give you the mandate for, so that we'll be able to produce that data there. That data there will be very important is for so many purposes. We use that for tax computation, we use those data then for support the pension scheme, we use that data there for support the disaster management department in terms of people that we don't die in certain areas, how many people they died, how many man, how many woman, how many picking, because they are registered with the civil registration process. We just conclude the verification of the chiefdom functionaries and the chiefdom across all this country, so that they can be part of the remuneration that they will pay them, and those things it get multiple. It get other effects when an important one when they will be part of the NACI themselves. They will be able to get benefit from the NACI. No mind how much age the person they will join the scheme. That person will be able to pay in Peking's fees because the person they pay as a chief of functionary. We just thereby can do another verification of the pensioners in this country. So there are very many purposes the way we use the data therefore for support development process of the country. So they appeal to every Sierra Leoneans and citizens and non-citizens who are resident of this country for support the NCRA in the activities, the programs, and the services and product they will offer at the NCRA, so that we'll be able to push this country go before.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello to you and welcome to this interview. Go please tell your name and the position where you are at the office.
My name is Abdurrahman Mansari. I'm a registration officer.
As the registration officer, you go please tell me what are some of the procedures then for where somebody they go through for making able to get a national ID card?
Well, presently for now we know the issue of national ID card for the past 2 years, but we they use the voter information. If somebody lost a voter ID card, in Kinkana we office we get temporal documents or the print a certificate where we they print out signed by the Director General of NCRA National Civil Registration. Then you can use that certificate as ID card. How you they use the ID card when a temporal document? You can come now with office, we they shout for you now the system. When we see them, we prepare the certificate and we give you a date where they can collect them. And they pay for an free of cost.
So when they come get the certificate today where you mentioned, what's you for bring we go show say yes, you know this person?
Well, because like now as I say, we they use the voter ID card information. Now somebody lost the voter ID card. You can come because we get the data now with system. We get the data where you come, they ask you what's now your name. Because we register people and back with phone number. Some are not sabi the phone number again, so we they chat with the name and in date of birth. When we don't chat with them, the information they come up. When the information come up, we dey show them the photo. Now you name this, now you face this. When the person say yes, now my name, now my face, then we prepare the certificate for them. We tell them when they can collect them.
So how long did it take for make the person go able to get the voter's ID card back?
That you mean the certificate, right? When the person can't see them, we can give 2 working days because the Director General get for sign them all and stamp them before we issue them out to the particular person where they can't take them.
Plenty people we don't talk to allegedly say that sometime when they can come at this office, they can meet the office shut down. What you go say about that?
No, we don't ever shut down. We can always shut down on Saturday and Sunday and holiday time. But from Monday to Friday, we dey work. We dey work from 8 o'clock to 4:45. We dey work. We don't ever shut down.
So what's in the final what we going for send to viewers as assurance say whenever we then come, then go get people we go attend to them.
Well, I just want to tell the public say whenever they need with service, not they can at the office. When you lost the voter ID card, now you write for CAM, we can make a temporary certificate for you where you go to use as the ID card because presently NCRA not beginning national ID card it. But with that certificate you go use them as your ID card. As anytime you need them, you can come at NCRA office when at the headquarters. You know they pay nothing for them now, free of cost. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Viewers, una don't listen as people don't get their own voice when it gets for do with getting a national ID card. Then people here don't allegedly say it's very difficult for make somebody get a national ID card and the cost for get them really very high, and then they raise concern about this and they send message out there to people who are responsible for make people get national ID card in a salon. For that reason make we come to the national registrations place for get the people them way responsible for make people of Sierra Leone get national ID card. Forget their own side of the story where them be get for tell we say at all not right now they know they give ID cards to people except then get for wait until further notice and also denying all the alleged allegations against the office. We've been the program country today. My name is Kona Sesay. Until we meet again to another edition of Talk to the Camera, I say tata.